Um, our volunteer records were always a little bit of a, well, sometimes they're not as accurate as we'd hoped, but we believe that actually we've grown by 25% in the last 2 years. We've got 375 new volunteers, net of people who've had to leave or who've retired. That's extraordinary. And that puts us on track for, oh, goodness knows, at the moment we have nearly 1,600 volunteers in England and Wales. I was talking to Natalie this week and saying, well, what could we aim for the end of the next financial year? Maybe 2,000. It's so exciting that we can number the... sorry. Why is that ticking?
Make sure you don't talk too long.
Thanks, Tony. It's so exciting that we can number volunteers in the thousands.
I was really struck, as I'm sure you were, during the worship, what an amazing sound together we made. Wasn't it amazing? And I think it was much more than the amount of people in this room. And we all sang in harmony. And yet, if you think back to about 100 years ago, if this, all things equal, if this room was here, none of us would have been here. And yet we fill this room so strongly with our voices, our presence, the warmth from our bodies, or every bit of us. But 100 years ago, there was nothing. And maybe a few decades later, a woman somewhere felt something here and was wondering what it was, and was it what she thought it might be. And then it grew, and she could feel a strong, maybe a kick, and the usual jokes about the football team and so on. So that was a small beginning, and that woman believed in that small beginning and noticed it, and she was looking out for it until each of us was born. And I think that's a bit like our work. I think it's noticing the small things. And when the temple was being rebuilt, we see in the Bible that there's this huge task. And God says to his prophet, do not despise the day of small things. That's an interesting thing to say when there's a huge, great big thing to be done. And it's so exciting and inspiring and freeing to hear Miles and Alexander yesterday talking about what they're doing. And you can't not believe in those extraordinary things when you see them happen.